was sorted, grid was sorted, we're back on the track, and we're going to be going racing in X-Treme. And still with me is Connor. We're still here, we're still going.
Yeah, for now, I'm still alive. I'll put pins in my eyes to keep them open, but hey.
Oh, mine have been. I've got staples in mine, so yep.
I look like Mr. Bean with pins literally hanging from my eyes right now. So, yeah, but hey.
Looks like it's just going to be overcast for the race because it was that's what was set for the weather or something, and unless it's probably going to change. So we didn't really get to know what possible weather is going to happen during the race because obviously we had a glitch as soon as the grid had formed, which we were stationary just staring at the grid for about a minute, maybe two. And then it was left to the admins to discuss it. Then the red flag was called. And then it was a mad dash to reset the lobby up and organise the grid and get everything sorted to go again. So here we are. And now we've got to wait for everyone to reload the setups, which is the key thing. Got to remember that you can't go racing without your setup because your car will feel like absolute horse manure.
Yeah, certainly will, but it's very easy. Oh, the program's like another 5-minute break here as well, aren't we? Because we've got to wait for subs. But
so yeah, we will eventually go. We'll eventually go racing for 22 laps and a total race distance of 95.699 miles. As we're about to head on to formation. Quick run through the grid from earlier. Saviour on pole, Bobo on that front row in second. Chris will be starting third. Armar, championship leader, and the challenger, Chris's nearest challenger, in fourth, and P5. Soze P6, Maurice P7, Doris P8, single track P9. Lorpy rounds out the top 10 in the Aston Martin. And then the bottom end of the grid was made up by Rassam in 11th, Baby Hornet in 12th, Smith in 13th, Peninza in 14th, Scottish Ninja in 15th, Dan in 16th, and C8 Lou rounded off the 17-man grid after he got disqualified due to being parked in the pit exit, sadly, because of his wheel disconnecting, which is unfortunate to happen. So he will be at the tail end of the grid for the start of this one.
yeah, he certainly will, but you know, he's a quick driver. I'm sure he'll be able to work his way through the field.
Quick look at tyres.
Yeah, it's a good mix.
Yeah, mediums and softs.
I'm not sure how long softs lasted because I didn't have any sort of driver to test any sort of tyre on. So
I don't think I really I can't remember if I used the softs or anything because I didn't really trust them all that much to use them. Although according to the track, the strategy, it says lap 10, soft medium at about lap 10 to 14 is the pit window for the soft to medium. Is what the
I guess.
Yeah. So grid being formed up again. Bobo going for a slightly angled approach on that right hand side.
I'd almost rather not go to the left. I'd rather be on the racing line because La Source is a corner that opens up, so going around the outside is actually a bit easier around La Source.
Ninja misses his grid slot, but we will go as we get the 5 red lights. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, and there's 5. And we're finally racing in X-Treme in Belgium, and it's a great start for Saviour, but he's nearly been side by side with Bobo, but Saviour will have the inside, Bobo will be on the outside. And it's, there's been a tangle at the back, Scottish Ninja round. Chris Bailey and Armour very close to Rouge and Radion, but Chris remains third, Armour fourth. Ant fifth, Soze sixth. That's your top six at the moment. Doris seventh. As we have a few more changes as Ant and Armour trading for fourth and fifth on the way at the Camel Street. Bobo takes the lead from Saviour. Bit of a twitch from Saviour, which could open the door for Chris. He is on the inside, but he's still there, but Saviour trying to hold it around the outside and does so. Saviour remains in second. Chris remains in third, but Bobo leads Scottish Ninja 3 seconds. And we're not even at the end of lap 1 yet, but it's looking very racy at certain areas. But the top 3 is only changed with Bobo leading. We will have DRS at the start of the second lap due to the new rules that was brought in for 2024. DRS activated on lap 2. So as it stands, we have Bobo leading, Saviour down to second, we've got Chris third, Ant in fourth. Armour is currently in fifth place, the other Alpina Doris in sixth, Soze seventh, Moritz eighth, Lorpy ninth, Single Track in 10th, Rassam 11th, Baby Hornet very close behind in 12th, Smith 13th, C8 Lou up to 14th after starting in 17th, got Dan down in 15th, Peninza 16th, and Scottish Ninja having a bit of a nightmare start down in 17th.
Well, Peninza's no longer in the session. He's just been kicked, so he's ghosted.
As it looks like Bobo's going to come under increased pressure as we head on to the Camel Straight with Saviour tucked up behind the back of that Williams. He will have DRS all the way down to Lecombs. Bobo defends the inside. Chris will be trying to follow Saviour through, but I think Chris will play the safe game and stay put. Bobo trying to hold it, and he does.
Good defensive drive.
Very good defensive, but Saviour's still there. He's going to be on the outside. Saviour's going to try and hang it round the outside of Rivage.
That's the preferred line for that corner.
But then inside for No Name. Oh, that's close.
Contact.
Ooh. And Chris is there as well. It's getting very tightly bunched with these two going side by side. But Bobo hangs on through Pouon. Chris there side by side with Saviour. Saviour still holds on to second. Doris has just jumped ahead of... Oh, it's very tight in the midfield. The Alpines going side by side, but Doris gets ahead of Armour. As we now head down to Blanchimont for the second time. You can see the strategies at the bottom of the screen. Soft to medium laps 10 to 14, soft to hard laps round about lap 9 it's saying. As Soze is having a look at Armour now. Soze winner of Tier 2 last week in Austria. As Saviour sets the fastest lap, but then Doris takes it, 40, and then Rassam takes it now. Everyone's still being bunched up, getting DRS and slipstream. But we'll jump to the front now. Bobo, take two. You're going to
successful as Bobo would have wanted it to be on the softs. He'd have hoped to build a gap, but it hasn't worked out that way for him, and it's going to leave him, especially on the first stint, a bit vulnerable. Yeah,
Saviour and Chris right there. Chris looks closer to Saviour than Saviour is to Bobo. But
he got a bit again, in as he was looking for a move though by Bobo.
Bobo trying to hold it again, and again brilliant defending by the Williams. Saviour almost going into the back of him. Good defending from Bobo. Keeps hold of the lead.
He's picking his one move and he's picking it at spot on the right time, so it's sort of leaves.
Yeah, he's playing it very smart. Very smart.
And well within the rules as well, man.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But these guys, it's very single file at the minute. We've got a DRS train all the way through the grid down to Dan. Down to Smith.
Yeah, everyone's so it's a 14 car train. I think what helped with that was because everyone seemed to bunch up on the lap before because of Saviour and Bobo being side by side, so it bunched everybody up in that midfield, and it was ever so tight as we've had Armar past, Armar and Moritz going side by side through Blanchimont. Oh, but Armar's lost it on the out of the bus stop, and he's going to be tumbling down the order.
That's gutting for Armar.
Championship leader, losing places. And with Chris being in third, overall in Tier 1, it's looking like a very good chance for Chris in the championship, knowing that Armar's just plummeted down the order.
There goes Chris, he's about to take the lead.
Yeah, it's 3 wide, and he has done. Chris Bailey pulling out...
Bobo's lost 3 and 1.
Yeah, he has, because Ant's going to have to back out and give the position back. And he does do.
Back. We have seen in Tier 2 a penalty given this week for a driver doing the same that didn't get his give the position back. He got a 5-second penalty, so the stewards are watching for that at the end of the Camel Straight.
Yeah, Ant's a sensible driver, so he knows what he needs to do in that predicament, and he did the right thing. But Chris Bailey now leads, and he's going to be wanting to take full advantage of this with his championship rival Armar, who is Tier 2, down in 13th and way outside the high scoring threshold for Tier 2.
Well, the thing is, how many Tier 2s do we have? We've got Lorpy.
I believe it's 8.
C8 Lou, Armar. So he's currently 6th in Tier 2.
And you got Chris, who's leading overall in Tier 1, which is 25 points, because Tier 1 have got 6 drivers in, as Chris sets the fastest lap as well. But his rival for many, many seasons is still hooked up behind that rear wing. It is Ferrari versus Red Bull on the way down to Eau Rouge and Radion.
Where have we seen this before?
It's happened many times. We could even see it this year.
Side by side.
We could see it this year. Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton. As we know, Hamilton in the reds, as Saviour takes the position with DRS. Chris tried to defend it. Saviour getting a bit of a twitch through Lecombe's just then, but collected up very neatly, so Saviour retakes the lead. Chris has to...
like he's having a few handling issues here, though.
Yeah,
like, I'm seeing him lose the rear every now and then.
Yeah, where Chris seems to be more smooth and controlled of the car. As you say, we're seeing a few moments for Saviour getting a bit twitchy and out of shape, and I think Chris will see that, and he'll be definitely keeping an eye on that. C8 Lou, 3 seconds for track limits.
But at the same time, if Saviour's pace is anywhere near his qualifying pace, then this could be a checkout, and I'll see you later.
Yeah, we've got a few gaps forming now, because we've got a single track just over 2 seconds behind Doris in P6. Single track's going to be coming under a little bit of pressure from Lorpy in P8. He's way outside of DRS from Doris, so he's going to be under a lot of pressure down the Camel Straight. Soze is keeping tabs with the Tier 1 contingent as Saviour sets the fastest lap. Soze keeping on the tail end of the top 5, staying within DRS of Ant, so he's showing some very good pace at this stage, keeping up with the likes of Ant, Bobo, Chris and Saviour, who we know are no slouch. Although Bobo nearly about, I think he didn't get DRS, so he's going to come under pressure from Ant, who's gone past with DRS. Ant up to P3. Soze just trying to hang on to DRS of Bobo now, 7/10, so hopefully we could see now that the medium tyres are slowly coming into play from the softs, because Bobo not looking as pacey on those softs as he probably was at the start.
No, he isn't, but again, Saviour's just had another moment out of no name.
He's, as you say, he must be struggling on those mediums at the moment, because we haven't seen a twitch or mistake or just the slightest of moments from Chris yet. He's driving very, very smooth, very calm, in control of the cars, and I wonder if it's Xavier trying to push too hard to try and break away from Chris, why he's probably having these little mini moments.
Especially down the Kemmel, it's very easy to overtake there, so you want to be out of that DRS.
Yeah,
Xavier's gone straight on!
Oh, he's had a
big moment at the bus stop.
Yeah, he's had a bit of a twitch, and Chris is going to be right on it. He did get the gap to about 9/10, but that slight moment at the bus stop has allowed Chris to really get right back into about 3/10, and he's going to be sat, hooked up behind that Red Bull, all the way down towards Eau Rouge, up the hill, through Radion as well, and he's going to wait for that DRS detection activation point. That rear wing of the Ferrari is going to flick open. He's going to be hooked up behind the Red Bull, and he's on the inside, and he takes the position just in the braking zone. So Chris back up into the lead on the way into Les Combes. So it's Ferrari back ahead of Red Bull again, as we have a few more cars changing places. It's looking a bit very hairy in the midfield. Single Track's having to safely rejoin. He's just lost a handful of places at Les Combes. He's did the right thing, rejoining safely, allowing drivers to make the way past. He did do the patient game, but it's cost him a handful of places.
So based on what I'm seeing at the minute from the front too, Bailey seems to have the speed in the last and the first sector, but Xavier seems to be mighty quick in that middle sector. Chris seems to gain it all back in the last and the first, so I wonder if his wings are slightly lower.
Yeah, I wouldn't really know about wings, because I don't know how low my wings would have been classified, but I hear that some of the wings that were being ran in Tier 1 were ridiculously low, from what I heard from some of them.
I know there's one Tier 2 driver here that's running 3-4 wings.
I think I was running something like 9.3.
I was running 11.16 before I used this 3-4 setup. But then obviously I never got to use a 3-4 wing setup because of the fact that it rained, so yeah.
Xavier DRS on Chris down the Camel straight and go straight by. So Chris back down to second, Xavier back up into the lead, as we see another change for position further back. It's still anyone's game in that midfield pack with Maurice.
Just had a big moment.
Oh, we'll jump to the front.
He's just had a huge moment. He's now under pressure from Ant. It's the corner full no name. I can never remember the name of it. Rivage. Yeah, he was mid corner and the car just did not want to do what he wanted it to. He's had another moment.
Yeah, it's opening up to Xavier. He's got 9/10 and he's going to be seeing Chris struggling behind him, and he's going to be wanting to take full advantage and try and get that 1 second gap before we enter the bus stop, or the chicane as it's called now. But to me it's still classified as the bus stop. It'll always be the bus stop. Same here. But Chris just hanging on to DRS. We'll see if he gets the DRS open. Yes, he does. We heard the beep as we ride on board with the Ferrari.
He's very much got away with one there.
Yeah, it's Xavier could still break him here. It's it's still round about 8/9.
Is it not double detection, I believe, at the...
No, it's a separate detection, because the detection point, I believe, is halfway at Radion, I think. So Chris has got DRS off of Xavier, but I don't think he's going to be close enough to have even a look into the comms as we have...
powerful the DRS is. He's gained 7 tenths nearly.
Yeah, as we have a few pitters towards the back, Lorpe, Single Track and C8 Lou in the pits.
See what Bobo's done well though. We saw his tyres were going off. Maybe they're coming back to him a little bit here because he's now.
Yeah, he seems to have gone through.
The back of Ant.
Yeah, he seems to have gone through like a graining phase and now finds himself back on the tail of this gaggle of 4. Soze has dropped back from him, but he's in no man's land, which could do him a favour. He can concentrate on his.
Them. He was 3.5 at the last lap. He's now 2.5. So he's taking a second out of these guys.
Must have had a moment and now finding his way again. But he's in a very good position, Soze. He won last week and he's currently leading Tier 2 as it stands. So very good, strong showing from Soze. Unfortunately, didn't get to. Yeah, didn't get to race Monday. Yeah, didn't get to race Monday due to a family emergency. Saviour and Bobo have gone into the pit. Saviour on mediums, Bobo on the softs. They're going to be going to.
Saviour's gone for the undercut here, but he's also going to. He's got hards.
Saviour going hards. What's Bobo gone for?
You would think mediums for Bobo. Saviour may have just thrown this race.
Yeah, I mean, with the overcast conditions, how are the temperatures going to be as Ant makes the move with DRS to take the lead on lap 10? Chris doesn't even fight it. Former teammates, so expect these two to be working together. They know how to do it very, very well. 2-time Constructors Champions with Mercedes. The hashtag Bricksades gang for those 2 seasons.
No, me and Jax had a way better hashtag for that last season. Because that's what it is.
I'm not even going to ask.
Oh, no, you would have seen it in the Discord enough. I can't say what it is.
Oh,
it's 18 plus, but...
That's what I mean. I did see it, and yeah, I don't really...
Yeah, me and Jackson referred to it as that and only that, and that will never change.
Yeah, with Saviour going in now, I wonder if that's going to cause Ant and Chris to probably look at boxing this lap, because, as you say, Saviour's gone for the undercut, he's gone for the hard tyre, which is easily going to make it to the end of this race, as Ant has gone in. So Ant's in, but Chris has carried on.
So we're now at the halfway point.
Soze's in as well. So's Doris.
So
Armar's in.
Ant's also gone hard. So I wonder, is Chris going to just try and take this a bit deeper and go soft?
Possibly. Baby Hornet for 10 seconds speeding in the pit lane. He didn't quite get the car slowed down. That's going to hit him hard at the end of this one.
Oh,
yeah, plenty.
Happily. But
yeah, Chris has got.
He's going to struggle with that.
Yeah, Chris 15 seconds out in front, and I believe has got out ahead of Saviour and Bobo from his pit stop. So, but
Bobo's past Saviour.
It's looking tight, but yeah, the side by side still. But Bobo does get the position. Saviour's going to have a little look at Rivage on the inside, but not quite able to get the move. But Bobo's got ahead of Saviour.
Has Bobo pulled a blinder here?
Time will tell, because Ant still has. Saviour on the inside of Puan has just gone past Bobo because he was trying not to hit the back of Ant, and Saviour's just swept through on the inside at Puan. But the problem is Ant's going to have to try and get those hard tyres switched on at this stage, and he's slowly but surely getting closer to Moritz, who's still yet to pit. But crucially for Ant, he got out ahead of Saviour.
Bobo's super wide.
Yeah, I just seen that, and Saviour's snuck through.
Yeah, but he ran into the gravel a little bit.
Yeah, luckily it ain't lost more time than he would have wanted, so And Chris is still carrying on. He's gone through turn 1. Bobo and...
Yeah, Chris is going soft.
Oh, bit of contact with Saviour and Ant.
Round, or nearly round.
Nearly round, and Bobo's gone through past both of them, but Saviour with DRS. Who's going to have it into turn 1? Saviour will have it inside. Bobo will try and pull a switch back or just...
get it from the car ahead.
Yeah, Saviour and Ant tried to go side by side in the bus stop, and there was contact which unsettled Ant's car, which then allowed Bobo...
Look at Bobo though.
Oh yeah, he's very close to the Red Bull. The side by side, but with Bobo... Oh, he's having to go on the grass! And Ant's there as well. There's contact.
That's a big dive bomb from Ant.
Moritz losing the car a little bit. Bobo having to get on the grass. He's gave the position back to Moritz, I think. But then he's got back past again. But that was hairy. Bobo getting on the grass because he was having to go the other side of Moritz as Saviour went the other. And then Ant coming from nowhere, just tried to hold it with Saviour. There was a bit of contact through Le Coms, and Saviour held on to second place, but fair play to Bobo. He ended up going on the grass and keeping that car in a straight line as well whilst being on the grass. Phenomenal stuff.
Yeah.
As we have we've got a safety car. Baby Hornets round on the exit and No Name. This could be in favour of Chris. Yes, he's in. This could help Chris big time.
He's going to go soft as well, surely.
We'll soon find out, because we're following the Ferrari in the pit lane. Let's see what the Ferrari goes on to. Yes, he's going soft. Soft tyres on the Ferrari.
Crashes. Ferrari benefits. I'm investigating
Saviour and answering as well.
Race.
Bobo's in. I think they're looking at soft tyres as well themselves.
I shall be requesting footage of Russell for the race.
But Soze's carried on. Soze's decided to carry on the hard tyre, so he's going to take second place overall.
So Bobo's gone to softs. Ant's gone to mediums. Saviour's gone softs as well. Moritz to softs. I'll tell you what, that's really benefited Moritz that as well, because he hadn't pitted yet.
Yes.
So
it's the two big people that gained from that, as you say. Moritz didn't pit, but especially Chris as well.
Well, what's massive for him as well is he's got a car between him and Saviour as well.
Yeah, but I mean, fair play to Soze. He's having a nice quiet race and finds himself second place overall. And the best thing that Soze's got at the moment is the fact that he's got three Tier 1 drivers between himself and Doris, even though Doris will be on a lot fresher tyres than Soze. But I think what Soze is probably thinking, those hard tyres will easily get to the end, and he knows that those that are on soft, they will go off over time. So maybe he's probably playing the long game and wanting to probably fight back once the tyres start to drop off, especially those on the soft. I'm only trying to guess what he's probably thinking in that cockpit to stay out, because most of the people have dived in for fresh tyres.
I mean, I would have... It was a free pit stop for just about everyone. I'd have definitely pit, but the issue is the ghost car of Panizza is probably going to hold everyone up here.
Yeah, so it's a question of how many laps are we going to be behind this Mercedes safety car.
To be honest, I don't think the game will even bother letting Panizza catch up. He's that far behind because he's not in control of his car. So,
I mean, this is the I believe this is the. I don't think this is the first full lap neither, because. I
forgot how long this track is. Oh my god.
Yeah, and under safety car, it feels like a week and a half when you're driving around behind the safety car. But Chris is in. Chris is in a very prime seat now.
Normally. It feels about a year and a half under safety car. But anyway, yeah, this is I'll tell you who else that safety car has helped is Armor Red, because it's brought him right back on the pack.
Yeah, currently down in P12. I'm just trying to work out where he currently sits in Tier 2.
So he'll be ahead of Panizza. He's currently second to last, so 6th, I believe. But he's got Lou ahead of him. He's got a penalty. Lorpy ahead of him. Single track directly ahead of him. There's still every chance. But I think Rassam's Tier 1 now, is he not?
Rassam is Tier 1, yes.
Yeah, so essentially, Kaiser leads, but obviously he's on hard, so Kaiser could be a sitting duck. There's still every chance Armar could win this for Tier 2.
Yeah, and with Chris currently being first overall and obviously leading Tier 1 as well, Armar needs to gain a handful of places to try and hold on to his championship lead, because it's only 9 points between Armar and Chris at the top of the X-Treme Championship. Armar on 95 points, Chris on 86. Only 9 points separate those two. Saviour's third on 62, 24 points back from Chris. Actually, we have 3 drivers on 62 points, because Lorpy and Moritz are also on 62 points in 4th and 5th. Ant is on 60 points in 6th. Single track on 55 in P7. Smith 8th in the championship with 53 points. Bobo is on the 50 mark in P9, and rounding out the top 10 of the X-Treme Championship is Soze on 46 points. Should be hopefully going green flags eventually at some point. We're on lap 14 of 22. Still no message to say the safety car is going to come in. So it looks like it could be going round for another lap. Yeah, it looks like safety car's going round again. So we're going to be heading on to lap 15. Still under the safety car. And we're being under the safety car, it's going to benefit those that have gone to the soft tyre, because the longer the safety car stays out, the fewer laps there are, and the lesser chance of those soft tyres dropping off.
This is absolutely killing Soze on those hards.
Yeah, he's gonna be wanting the safety car to come in, which I believe will be this lap, because the car of Peninza has finally caught the back of the train.
Well, what Soze actually wants is to finish this race on the safety car.
Oh, definitely. So ideally, the longer it goes, the more it benefits Soze.
But at the same time, if he goes racing, he's got at least 3 laps of trying to get heat in those tyres. So
yeah,
he'd much rather just not restart, to be honest.
Yeah, whereas those on the softs and the mediums, especially those on the soft tyres, they can just absolutely gung-ho it from the start. But we will be going...
There's every chance by the end of the Kemmel, Kaiser could be 8th or 9th.
Oh, most definitely. But don't forget, we're not going to get DRS for the first restart, for the first lap of the restart. It'll be the following lap, because it's 1 lap before.
Oh,
it's a lap after.
But it will also. But my point more is the soft and the medium runners are going to get so much more grip out of Lesource.
Oh yeah, they're going to be.
Soze is going to tumble.
Yeah, they're going to have so much traction out of Lesource and so much grip on the way up through Eau Rouge and Radion that they can just sit with the Aston Martin, and like you say, Soze is going to need at least 2 or 3 laps to get the hards working, but probably 2, because if you think about it, the safety car's been out for at least 3 laps, I believe, should be coming in this lap, but Soze would have had the temperature in the tyres to begin with because of staying out, as we do have the message that the safety car is going in, so Chris will now take full control of the grid, and he'll be trying to get temperature back in those soft tyres from being sat behind the safety car for about 3 laps. Everybody weaving around trying to get heat in the tyres. So where is Chris going to go? Where is he going to decide to boot it and get this restart underway?
Thing is, it doesn't really make a lot of difference where he decides to go. He's got that much of a tyre advantage.
Yeah.
I think he's just gone, has he not? No,
He's gone now. So we'll keep an eye on Soze because of being on the hard.
Well,
he's had a bit of a twitch.
Corner. He could even lose one place into turn 1.
Saviour's already having a sniff on the outside. Soze's lost the back end.
It could be more than 9 places he loses here, sadly.
Yeah, he's got Ant already alongside him as they head towards Eau Rouge. But Ant filters back in, which is going to probably put him under a little bit of pressure from Bobo.
No, Soze actually has very good straight line speed here.
Yeah, he does. Ant's having a little look into the source, but Soze holding the position very, very well. But you can see the difference in grip because I think Ant's having to... Oh, there's contact as Bobo has a look on the inside of Ant and clips the back end of Soze. Soze is going to be holding on for dear life at this stage. Saviour is closing that gap down to Chris. They have absolutely dropped everybody, these two at the front on those soft tyres, with Soze being on the hards.
Round the outside from Bobo.
Oh, Soze with a twitch as well.
I think Ant actually made contact and that's what caused the twitch. I believe.
Yes,
I could be wrong.
Soze's trying to hold on as much as he can and he's getting absolutely swamped by cars left, right and centre. He's just got to try and hang on as much as he can. As we're going to jump back to the front too, as Saviour has got that down to 3/10 and he's going to be in prime position now. He won't make a move into turn 1, he'll be just using that to stay put. As we have DRS Saviour 145.1 fastest lap. We haven't got DRS to turn 1, but we will have DRS on the run down to Les Combes. And Saviour's going to be setting that up at this point. He's going to be staying right as close as he can to the Ferrari in front, up through Eau Rouge and then through Radion as well, onto the Camel Straight, over the DRS detection point, and he's already making the move. I think Chris didn't even fire that. He just thought he'll give Saviour the position.
Doris and Soze.
Yep, Doris up a position. And Moritz and Single Track going side by side. Oh, that's looking close. That's looking tight. But both of them still carrying on. Single Track still ahead of Moritz.
Getting stuck behind Soze, ruined Dan.
Yes, it has, because he's over 1.5 seconds from Bobo. But Bobo 2.3 behind Chris and Saviour out front. Single Track, if he makes the move on Soze, will be leading... No, he won't be leading
Doris
Tier 2 because that's Dorit, so I apologise. But it will put Single Track into second in Tier 2. Armour Red in that train is behind Rassam still. But we'll jump back to the front as we head down towards the bus stop. Chris will use the DRS to stay as close as he can to Saviour into turn 1. Saviour fastest lap 43.699, which actually puts us ahead of the race lap record in real life set by Sergio Perez of a 144.701 set in 2024. But Chris will be looking to have a look at Saviour. As they go down the Camel Straight, the DRS flap will open on that Ferrari. He'll stay in the slipstream as much as he can, close the Red Bull down like a fish on a fishing line. Saviour stays to the middle of the track. Chris didn't know which way to go, and Saviour stays leading As we have a move further back, as C8 Lou has got past Moritz, the Racing Bull now head of the Haas.
So if it's like this, if you were Xavier and Chris, would you want to be ahead on the final lap or behind?
I believe you'd want to be second going into the final lap.
That's what I was going to say, I'd prefer, but that's, I mean, I'd much rather, as long as I'm within the DRS, I'd rather be second.
Yeah, if you lead in,
DRS then, of course.
Yeah, if you lead in, you want to try and break the 1 second before going on to the final lap, because you'll need that 1 second even before turn 1. But if you're second, obviously you just want to stay as close to the car as possible and just bide your time through Eau Rouge and Raidillon, and then try and make the move down to...
have a problem?
Doesn't look
really
it.
slow.
Oh,
Like really slow.
Had a major twitch as well. It does, yeah, he does look very slow.
He was nearly 8 tenths up, all of a sudden lost it. There was no visible mistake, but he is very slow. Look, Chris is even catching him at this part. Has he just turned, has he had to go to harvest or something and it's made him uber slow?
I have no idea, but it's a sitting duck for Saviour as Chris goes past.
GP2 engine, wow. Fernando Alonso would be yelling right now.
We'll see how much.
That does not look right. He is very slow at parts of the track. He hasn't been slow all race. So
yeah, but he's still keeping tabs with Chris. Chris hasn't pulled away.